guys, I thought I'd better show you guys what the headlights are like in the car at the moment. They are Rave Rig headlights. They're actually an upgrade from the factory ones. They're, they work okay. They got 120% plus headlight bulbs in them, so they're a lot better than standard, but they're still pretty dim. You definitely need the aid of a light bar or something, especially when you're off-road, just to get that bit of a spread so you can see what you're looking at. But the biggest problem with these reflector back headlights is if you put some LED lights in them, they just absolutely blind oncoming traffic, even on low beam. There's no real cutoff. Another big reason why I'm giving these fancy projector style ones a bit of a go. All right, let's crack this box open. Now, it has been opened before because I was a little bit too eager to wait, and I had to check these lights out in person before I started filming. So that's the lights, fancy looking thing with the groovy little angry eye LED in it. Get these out of here. Comes with the little controllers. Also another little lead for some other space age type headlight plug. These LM106s just take the simple little 3-blade ones, and then you also get a little module that controls all the fancy features. It's also got a little label on here which tells us what wires go to what. Makes it pretty easy to install. Got an extension lead for something, no idea what that's for, but I guess we'll work that out. Little controller, comes sealed for freshness. Let's bust it open if we can. Look at that. Fancy. Has it got batteries in it? Let's go see. Oh yeah, batteries in it and everything. I'll worry about opening up that later. I'm sure it works. Cool, all right. Let's rip this grill off and install some headlights. They even make it fully idiot proof and give you an instruction guide too, so you scan that with your phone, gives you a manual online, but we won't be worrying about that. We'll just wing it. Sure, it can't be too hard. So there's two ways you can go about this. You can obviously pop out your indicators, then pop out the grille and the headlight surrounds to give you heaps of access to basically remove this little shroud. So in here, there's these little tiny screws that hold this little chrome shroud on, which actually is the only thing that retains these headlights. I'm going to be lazy and just try and get the screwdriver to poke up into here to undo them, because this grille is rubbish and I don't think it's got any more clips holding it in. And I reckon if I try and remove it one more time, probably won't want to stay there. I think the only thing holding it is just the pins in each end from the parkers and indicators. So we'll do it hopefully the easy way. Flex this down enough, get to those 4 little screws, remove that shroud and rip these headlights out. Chuck in the fresh ones. Because the Utes quite old, seems like all these little screws don't have a huge amount of thread left in them. So hopefully, when I do them back up again, these little these little shrouds can retain that new headlight properly. Joys of working on old cars, eh? So the left-hand side headlight is heaps easier because this little plug, you can get access to it pretty easy just beside the airbox there. The side with the battery's on, much harder. Little washer bottle's in the way, battery's kind of in the way. So what I'll do is I'll remove the battery, remove the washer bottle, give me some room to get to that plug and wire up these headlights. So I found all I had to do was basically take the 2 screws out of here, which allowed the grille to come a little bit further forward, which gave me enough room to get this little plate out. It's just these little tags are getting caught. But yeah, that's out now. Headlights out. I'll do the other side and then we'll start looking at getting these new ones fitted. And it's really just the same thing as the other side. Pull the plug out of the back of the headlight, pull the headlight out, we'll swap them out with the freshies. So when you go to throw the new headlights in, it's really simple. It's just this little metal shroud, sits around them like that, 1 screw in each corner, and that's all that retains these in their little headlight bucket. And you can be lazy too if you don't have a huge amount of time to install all the other fancy features and all the RGB stuff that feeds through this connector. You can simply just plug them back into your existing harness with the connector, and you have a fully functioning headlight. So if you want to just quickly throw them in to get them working, you can do that, and you can actually install the all the colours and all the fancy features later on if you need to. What you can do as well to make it easier, put a big snub of grease on the end of your screwdriver, stick your screw onto it, and that way you can tilt it at all sorts of weird angles without it falling off. And after a quick 20 minutes of trying to find the last screw that I dropped on the ground, both headlights are in and the ute's looking schmicko. Alright, so all I'm going to do now is basically just fit this little control module, or whatever they call it. All it does is just plug between your factory harness and your new headlights, gives them power and makes them work properly. So if you were in a bit of a rush, all you'd really have to do now is just cable tie this somewhere so it doesn't flap around. Wrap some leaky tape around this so the pins don't go corroded, and you can absolutely use the vehicle as is. But yeah, what I'll do, I'll find a place to mount the little control module, plug into these, we can get the funky little angry eye LED thingos to work properly, flash all the cool colours and get it all wired up the way it should, all in one go, save pulling the battery back out and having to get back in there a second time. But check that out, that's sick. It goes really well with this black bull bar actually. I wasn't sure how it would look on this ute, but I'm digging that already. Might be a bit hard to see with the little light that's in there, but I basically just cable tie that module just back under here with the factory harness. It's sort of tucked out of the way. Plug, I'll cable tie under there so it's tucked out of the way, and then I'll leave this here so I can plug in the little harness for the RGBs and whatever. That gives me enough room to get that washer bottle back in place and also get that battery back in there as well. So there's heaps of room over the airbox side, and I've just cable tied that module to the factory harness so it's nice and tidy. Now it's time for this little module. I'm just going to mount it over near the fuse box because it kind of makes sense to put all the electrics over in one place. These wires here I'll deal with once the module's mounted, and I'll just bring all the power supplies to it for the parkers, indicators, yeah, 12 volt in the ground. So I've mounted that little control module just here, just on some cable ties. I've just tied it up to one of the factory leads, that way it's tucked away behind the battery there, out of the way. The wires that are coming off it, it's all pretty straightforward basically. We just have an earth, power, which I'm going to feed in through my little fuse panel here, 7.5 amp hour fuse, will power that one. It's got left and right indicators and then white for parkers, so really straightforward to wire up. All I'm going to do is just pop this light out here like I've already done. I'll just splice into my little parkers here, splice into indicators on this side, and then also run a wire all the way over to this side indicator. So then that module has all the power inputs that it needs. And I've just hooked up the right side to this headlight, tucked that away in there. I've ran the left side just underneath this radiator support over to here. The wire is actually incredibly long, so you could probably mount it in the cab even if you needed to. Pretty long for a little ute like this, but I'll just bunch the wires up. Put the left one in the back of the left headlight. I'll cable tie up the extra wire and hide it somewhere safe. And then that side is done. Everywhere where there's a bit of movement, I'm just going to throw a few extra cable ties as well to hold everything in place, because these utes do vibrate like crazy, and especially when they're off-road, everything's bouncing around and moving, so the less wire chafing the better. Try and keep everything from flapping around is the idea behind that. All I need to do now is just, yeah, put those power feeds into that little control module and then see what these things look like, eh? This is cool. Now the battery can go back in so I can give power to all my factory circuits and work out exactly where I'm tapping in to get power for this module. Now I'm not sure what the battery trays on these utes are meant to be like, but the one in this ute, it's pretty terrible. So if the ute actually slips into a rut passenger side down, I found the battery will actually slip itself over and then end up contacting the AC compressor. I've had that happen once before, and it actually cut through one of my AC lines. And I thought it'd done a bead, but it was actually just degassing the aircon.
What happened, Mr. Drifter?
Let the nitros out. It's a fucking knife purge.
Oh, where's the hood? Oh yeah.
On one of these big hot summer trips, which wasn't any fun. So what I typically do is get a cable tie just from this terminal to this little hole here, and also another cable tie from this terminal to this little rail. So the theory is if I drop into a hole, it's got less chance of the battery sliding over, and that's my temporary fix before I actually fabricate a proper battery tray that holds this sucker in place properly. So when it comes to the original Parkers on the ute, I basically just unplugged them and just fed that power back into the headlight. The Parkers obviously weren't a nice LED, and they just weren't going to match that nice crisp white light that the new headlights put out. So then I just went through each circuit one by one, first starting off with the Parkers, then the left, then the right indicators, watching each circuit come alive as it fed power to it. Now with the last of the wiring all tidied up, it's time to wait for night time and see what these lights can do.
That I cannot escape. All of these emotions that I cannot escape.
Playing around with the little app here, and you can actually use your colour wheel to change the headlight to whatever colour you want. Like, possibilities are endless. If you're just after like a solid red, you got red, green, blue, yellow, everything. It's pretty sick. And you got all these different modes, which I haven't quite worked out how to do yet. I think you just press one and it's like a pre-programmed mode that does all sorts of crazy fancy things. You can get them to blink and flash and make cool transitions and stuff. Then you can actually go into here and you can actually modify. Where is it in here? You can actually modify the transitions somehow. That's the way I was doing it before. Where you got so many different options. I'll have to sit down and have a bit of a play around with it to see what they all do. And looking by this too, you can actually add tunes. So you can hook up to your music on your phone. So I'm assuming they'll pulse and do all the cool disco things if you want that. Holy dooly. Not sure what's going on here. Oh yeah, they are. Check that out. Not sure if you can hear that, but it's actually pulsing to the music. These must just be preset tracks you can muck around with. I'm assuming you can play your own, or actually you can use a microphone too, so you can hear whatever tunes are ambient around you, and then obviously match that to the headlight as well. But I'm starting to get the hang of it now. I'm starting to work out what's actually what. You've got these different chase settings here where you can set different chase styles, different modes, different colours, the directions, the colour length. Like, there's so many options you can muck around with and get the settings that you want dialed. But for me, honestly, it's just white or blue, or just a headlight that actually works is the goal here. I'm just keen to run them just plain blue or white, because I reckon that looks sick. Can't wait for it to get dark so I can actually try these headlights at night, see how they compare. Now that's one big thing I was worried about with having a LED headlight like this, is I didn't want to blind anyone who's driving towards me. I didn't really want to attract any more attention than what the ute already attracts. So I'm pretty far away now, and you know, comparing to the old halogen style bulbs, the cutoff is actually pretty sharp, as you can see. Really, I don't know how the camera picks it up, but it doesn't project a huge amount of light towards oncoming drivers, which is pretty awesome, especially on low beam. There's a nice sharp cutoff, which those older school bulbs, you really had to put a big bright bulb in them and trim them a fair way up, but then you're at the point where you still couldn't see and you were blinding everyone who's coming towards you. So this is a pretty good upgrade. One good way to tell actually is just get somewhere on the road like I am right now, and get some reflectors in front of you. So I'll spin the camera around and see if you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Bit hard to see, which is a good thing. There is a reflector right there. I'll zoom out. The ute is just back there, and there's absolutely no light getting shone on that reflector, so it's not lighting up. If it was a normal style, aftermarket headlight bulb that you just slip into a normal housing, those reflectors would be lit up like a Christmas tree, which means anyone who's driving towards you is going to get smashed by light too, which once again attracts more attention. I hate driving towards cars that the headlights are clipping my field of view, especially with my eyesight at night time. I like to be able to see where I'm going and not getting smashed by lights. So yeah, pretty impressed. I'm happy with them. And honestly, I just can't believe how I put up with those old school candles for so long. I'm really looking forward to putting some Ks in this ute now and doing a couple of big night wheels, seeing what they're like in the bush. I can see out each side a fair bit more than what the old school lights were. I haven't actually hooked up my little pod lights yet in the bull bar, so I'll hook those up, get all the light this car can produce, and yeah, can you go and use it now? And look, I'll be honest too, I actually got these headlights mainly just so I could see at night. I like the clear light that they put out. I heard they were good. I spoke to a lot of people about them. I didn't actually buy these headlights for any of those fancy features that they usually do. I just wanted a good headlight that I could actually use to see at night time, like a headlight should do. And I did like the little LED pattern, the angry eye thing. I reckon that's kind of cool. The LED sort of stuff with all the colours and all that sort of thing didn't really interest me a huge amount at the start, but now that I'm playing with the app and getting to muck around with it, it's actually pretty impressive. I'm impressed with just what you can do and what you can change with them. I don't know whether I'll use the LEDs a huge amount. I just like the normal white light. I do like blue, so I mean, look, I'd happily chuck blue on there every now and then just to see what it's like. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed with them. They are that good that I will be absolutely looking for a set to chuck at the N70 because those headlights in that ute are terrible. They're super sun faded. They've got some aftermarket eBay bulbs in them, so as soon as you turn them on, they just throw light all the way down the road and blind everyone who's driving towards you. So I'd love to get rid of those and put in some headlights with a nice cut off. So anyway, if you like me rambling on about headlights, like, subscribe, enjoy, all that sort of stuff, whatever YouTubers say. I'll catch you next time. Hooroo.